Most people think procrastination means you're lazy, but that's not true at all. Procrastination is just your brain trying to protect you from uncertainty, overwhelm, and from tasks that don't give you a reward. Think about it. How many times have you sat down to do the work you need to do and felt that little wave of resistance and folded and said you'll do it in 5 minutes? That isn't laziness, that's psychology, and your brain simply choosing the path that feels safer and easier. And here's the good news. Once you understand why your brain does this, you can break the entire cycle for good. Today I'm going to be showing you the 3 real causes of procrastination, not the surface level stuff, and giving you actionable steps to beat all 3, allowing you to finally do the work you say you're going to do. If you fix these 3 things, your productivity changes forever. Let's get into it. The first of these 3 causes to procrastination is ambiguity. If you don't know where you're going, you won't be able to reach it. The boat with no destination sinks. If a man knows not where he goes, no wind is favourable. If you don't know the next step, the ambiguous nature, the mystery, the lack of direction will cause you to procrastinate because your brain isn't clear on what it needs to do. See, inside your brain, there's something called the reticular activating system. This is the part of the brain that keeps you focused and in the flow on one specific thing. If you ever have a specific piece of work that you know you need to do and it's on your desk amongst clutter, everything else fades away and the one thing you need to focus on becomes sharp, clear, and the main focus for you. So how do we get this result every time? And it's by being super meticulous in what we're actually going to do. Instead of saying, I'm going to do work, I'm going to do work for my business, you need to be hyper clear on what you're doing, how you're doing it, what mode you're using to do it, you typing, writing, etc. How long are you doing it for, and what specifically is the task. And once you're clear on what you need to get done, your brain realizes this, it focuses on this, and it makes it the priority of your focus, allowing those distraction barriers to go up and you to finally focus. General ambition causes anxiety, specified ambition gives you direction. The second cause for procrastination is overwhelm. This feeling of stress when you realize your to-do list is massive, there's lots of work to do. It's not good for your focus. If you're stressed, you're not going to be focused. If you're stressed, you're going to procrastinate. If you're stressed, you're going to lean towards that easiest, safest option. And of course, that is unproductive. You're going to be doing the things that seem easier. You're going to be leaning on the crutch of stimulation, dopamine, and making yourself feel better because the internal state you're feeling is overwhelm and stress. And how do we counter this? How do we counter overwhelm so when we sit down at our desks, we can be hyper-focused, hyper-productive, and actually do the work we say we're going to do? And it all comes down to the task feeling bigger than the energy you have. If you don't know how much energy, how much time, how much effort the task takes, you're going to perceive it to be harder. Especially if you're someone prone to procrastination, you're going to see the task as more difficult than it is unless you audit the task. If you consistently do repetitive tasks, for example me, recording videos, making thumbnails, editing videos, doing client check-ins, all of these different things I can audit because I do them repeatedly, and I can see how long they take, how difficult they are, how intense they are to complete. So therefore, the next time I sit down and I have a to-do list full of tasks, I can be accurate in how much bandwidth I have and how much work I have to do. If I have 6 hours during the day where I can be productive, and I've set myself 8 hours worth of tasks, there's a clear fallacy, a logical flaw that's leading me to procrastination because the task is simply too big and it's leading me to overwhelm, which leads to procrastination. So time audit, figure out how long the tasks take, how much energy they're realistically going to take, and plan accordingly. Because again, if you're setting yourself more tasks than you have time, you are clearly setting yourself up for failure. And I don't want that for you. Just before we get into the third key factor of why you procrastinate and the actionable step to fix it, I have a unique opportunity just for you. If you want to be finally consistent, if you want to beat procrastination and actually stay on top of your life, I've built something just for you. The top link in the description will take you to my productivity performance plan, a private school community where me, you, and other like-minded individuals will be improving our focus together, holding each other accountable with daily calls, daily check-ins, daily messaging. So if you're ever procrastinating, I can give you the support you need so you're never alone in these times of unproductivity. You'll get my strategies, tools, templates, trackers, everything you need. and all for $1 a day to keep the procrastination away. And if you sign up using the yearly plan, I will be personally sending you a free, high-quality physical planner and habit tracker for you and your productivity journey. So again, if you're interested in making an investment yourself, the top link is waiting for you. I look forward to seeing you there. The third and final key reason why most people fall to procrastination is a lack of reward. Your brain works on a reward basis. Think about it. If you're a caveman, what is going to motivate you to travel miles and miles over hills and mountains all day, every day, through the night, etc.? Of course, it's the reward of the food for you and your family. Of course, it's the status you receive when you come back dragging the boar or the bison to feed the tribe. If there's no reward, your brain won't motivate you to do it. And it doesn't have to be a massive reward. It doesn't have to be a Porsche or a Rolex or anything like that. It can simply be lunch, time with friends, doing something you enjoy. And here's the key component. Once you delay the gratification, so you do the work and get reward, you build this beautiful positive reinforcement loop around you doing the work and you getting a reward. So after the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th time in a row of you doing work and getting reward, when you sit down to do the work, even if you don't have a reward at the end, you'll be 10, 20, even 30% more productive in actually doing it because you've linked this work with reward. So your brain's going to release more dopamine, going to make you more motivated, and finally allow you to be consistent in doing the work you say you're going to do. But that was it. That was the 3 key reasons people fall to procrastination and the actionable steps to beat them for good. So to recap, ambiguity, being ambiguous, not knowing the task you need to do, is going to lead you to procrastination, and the solution is to plan artistically and meticulously to ensure you know in hyper detail what you need to do to activate that particular activating system, to get you dialed in on the work you're doing. Secondly, overwhelm. Feeling like the work is more than the energy you have. Again, if you have 4 hours to do the work, but you're setting yourself 8 hours of work, you're creating a logical fallacy that leads you to procrastination. So the actionable step, time audit, energy audit, see if you have the bandwidth and the time available to do the task you set yourself. And finally, a lack of reward. Again, your brain won't motivate you if it doesn't think there's a reward at the end. So find something that you enjoy, whether it be food, time with friends, etc., and link a reward at the end of the work to create the positive reinforcement loop and allow you to do it consistently over and over again. And again, if you're interested in getting my personal help, having someone to be there and hold you accountable in the times of procrastination you face, and having tools, resources, strategies, guides, techniques and trackers that I've used over the past 2 years of my life to become the most productive I've ever been, the top link is waiting for you. Thanks for watching. Subscribe.